Well, wasn't that just typical West Ham? 2 games back from the restart, 4 goals conceded, no goals scored, no strikers on the pitch throughout the 2 games. Cries that Moyes can't make substitutions, cries for him to be sacked after the Spurs defeat. And then we go and play an informed Chelsea side, play them, I wouldn't say off the park, but certainly pick up a deserved win. Put 3 goals past them, should really have been 4. And I think everyone's buzzing this evening. I thought the team selection was better today. I still would have liked to have seen a striker play, but I think Antonio proved me wrong. I think he ran his socks off today. I thought he ran himself into the ground. And although he didn't finish the chance he created earlier in the first half, I don't think there's many other players who would have created that with that level of pace and power in order to get into that position. In the first half, I thought the centre-backs were very, very good. I thought throughout the game the centre-backs were very good. Diop's tackle for the penalty aside, I thought Ogbonna was excellent. I thought Diop didn't let anything past him either. And it was nice to see some sort of plan going forward. It wasn't free-flowing football. It wasn't even counter-attacking football, but we had plans from set pieces. Souček coming around the back post, looking for flick-ons at the front post. It was good to see that we'd actually worked on something and that there was a plan in place to try and score goals as well as just keep them out at the other end. The first goal just baffles me. It's the main frustration from this evening's game. I don't understand why it's been disallowed. Antonio's in an offside position. Everyone can see that. It took the VAR 3 minutes to see that, despite the fact he's a good yard offside. You don't need to draw lines and look at that for 3 minutes in order to figure that out. But the ball doesn't touch him. I can't for the life of me see that he's in the way of the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper stood up, he's lying on the ground. I can't for the life of me see that he's in the way of the ball there or that he's blocking anything. If the ball hits someone's arm on the way through, then I would argue that that's very similar to the goal that Spurs scored against us. And if you allow one, you've got to allow the other. And the ball doesn't touch Antonio. If he's offside, the ball doesn't touch him. So I really don't see why that goal's been disallowed. And I think every West Ham fan would have been absolutely livid watching that, because when you're on the run that we were on, as I say, 2 games, 4 goals conceded, none scored, up against Chelsea, you need breaks like that. And we didn't get it, and there was a real sense of, here we go again, luck's going to go against us, we're finally putting in a good performance and having something about us, and it's taken away from us by a VAR decision. To rub salt into the wound, Chelsea then went up the other end and scored a penalty, blatant penalty, can't argue with that. Diop's got to just let him run past him. I think by the point that Pulisic has cut inside, there's enough players back there to cover Diop. I think if he lets him go inside, someone else should stop him. I think he's just got to let him go there and take the risk. But he doesn't, and the penalty's tucked away, so we end up 1-0 down. Before the break, though, I was really pleased to see us come back and show a bit of character. It was really nice to see us take the frustration from that first goal that was disallowed and use it in order to get ourselves back into the game. It was a carbon copy of the first goal, if you like, in terms of the setup. 2 big lads at the front post, hoping one of them's going to flick it on, and Souček at the back post. The only downside to that goal, I suppose, was that I didn't really celebrate it. I don't know if that was just me, but I was sitting there waiting for something to rule it out. A couple of Chelsea players on the floor. I think keeper had gone to ground. One of their defenders had stumbled on a line, so he was on the ground. And I was very much just sitting there waiting for a reason to be disallowed. You know what it's like when you play the Sky Sports Big Six. You always get the impression they're going to get the rub of the green. And I thought it was going to happen again, having already seen it once. But it didn't. And Souček finally got on the score sheet. He played superb today. He was one of the best players on the park. And he certainly deserved his goal one way or another. In the second half, obviously we came out the traps very, very quickly. Commentators decided to focus on Chelsea coming out the traps slowly, which they did. Would be nice to get some recognition for how quickly we came out the traps, but you know, that's what you get from not being one of the big 6. But Antonio's goal was superb. He goes down a bit softly on the edge of the box. Many players would have then sat there and appealed to the referee, but he didn't. He gets straight back up. Great work from Bowen down the right-hand side to cut the ball across. And he's then there to stick it away. And at 2-1, I was very nervous. But it was really good to see us having something to cling on to. And the organisation had been so good throughout the game that there was a degree of, not confidence, but belief that we could hold on to that, which was really good, and it was rare. I haven't experienced that for quite some time. Moyes then started making substitutions. He made them early by his standards. Wilshere came on for Lanzini. Not a bad substitution in my eyes. I maybe would have looked at Fornals. I thought Fornals was quiet, particularly in the second half. But Wilshere absolutely had to get some game time. He's one of the best footballers we've got at the club, despite his injury record. He's fit at the moment, and we need to make the most of him when he is fit. It was vital that he got on the pitch at some point today. I thought Lanzini had a good game. I thought it was a bit harsh that he was pulled off. As I say, I would have done it for Fornals, but as I say, great to see Wilshere on the pitch. He added a bit of composure, and he gets the ball and he wants to drive forward every single time. He battles hard to win it, and then he's always looking to create, which is something that we maybe lack in central midfield, particularly with Noble in there and Souček. They're not the most creative of players. They'll battle to win it back, but then the next step doesn't really come from them, whereas with Wilshere it really does. But Chelsea got back into the game. Chelsea's substitutions had more impact than ours, and a Willian free kick got them level. A lot of criticism on Fabianski's positioning here. Not really sure what to take on it. I think he's a bit too central. I think he should be covering his side of the goal, which eventually is where the ball goes in. But I think at the same time, he's preempting that free kick being whipped over the wall and into the other side. And I think if he gets across and makes a save there, we're all talking about how it's a brilliant save and it's brilliant that he's read the free kick. So while I do think he was at fault, I don't think we should be blaming him for that goal because, as I say, he had a 50-50 chance on preempting what Willian was going to do. And in this case, he just got it wrong. Yarmolenko then come on for Bowen. Again, I thought that change should have been Fornals, but it was really good to see Yarmolenko on the pitch. Again, he's a creative player, he's an attacking player, he's someone who knows where the goal is. And he's someone who's got a great goal scoring record for us. I think he's got one of the best goals per minute ratios this season. And that was proved later on. With a minute to go, he breaks through, great ball through the middle from Antonio, I think it was. He takes a touch, gets it out of his feet, and I think I can't have been the only one who was shouting from to square it. Fornals in acres of space, but he shifts it onto his left foot and then sticks it in the bottom corner. Absolutely superb, and I think that justified the substitution. There was a lot of criticism for bringing him on, saying he lacked pace, that we shouldn't have taken Bowen off, but I think Moyes got his substitution spot on today. I maybe would have liked to see one or two more to get other players on the pitch, get some fresh legs on the pitch and make it so that it wasn't quite as nerve-wracking towards the end. But I think the changes he made were the right ones, and that was proved by the result. So overall, I think it was absolutely superb today. The only criticism I've got is that we don't see that regularly enough. If we'd have put in that performance against Spurs, I think we could have got something from the game. If we'd have put in that performance against Wolves, I think we could have got something from the game. And the negative side of me is already thinking about the Newcastle game and thinking we're not going to put in that performance. We're going to revert to type and we're going to make it difficult, scrape a draw, suffer a defeat. It's just typical West Ham to go and beat Chelsea and then lose to Newcastle. But for the moment, we won't think about that. We'll enjoy a 3-2 win. Souček superb, Antonio superb, Bowen excellent again, and the two centre-halves in particular were absolutely fantastic. It was good to see Lanzini back to, I wouldn't say his old self, but gaining a bit of confidence and showing a little bit of flair and a little bit of desire. That was great to see. And of course, it was good to see Wilshere on the pitch as well. So for the time being, we won't think about Newcastle. We'll just enjoy that 3-2 win, and a win that moves us up to dizzy heights of 16th, I believe.
Yeah, yo, front doors, motherfucker, open it wide up. How you mean? Yeah, MC step up, what? Buckle it to love. Yo, eyes open, closed, windows to us all today. No cars to the feet like road hoes, call the freeway. Front doors, close them back doors shut like the front gate. I'm the pool boy, rude boy, bitch, make a mistake.